I just had the honor and pleasure of speaking with Deb Kass, internationally renowned artist and Brooklyn resident.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I forgot to put these in.
Well, your hair still looks fabulous.
Thank you.
I am thrilled to be able to do this today. And it looks like you have a very large fish somewhere behind you. Is that, yes, a swordfish above?
Fake, plastic.
Okay. I like it. I'll just go straight into questions. When did you know that you were meant to be an artist? Because obviously you were meant to be an artist, but did
Yeah, I somehow thought this when I was 5. I don't really know why. I don't know. It's not like I knew any artists. I didn't. My best friend's mother was the art teacher in elementary school, and she lived one door down. And, so I was there all the time making stuff, but I have no idea where it came from since really it wasn't part of any vocabulary. I must have heard it somewhere. I just don't
right.
know really where.
So, but it's been in just in your nature, kind of, nature versus nurture. It was there.
Definitely not nurture. It had to be nature.
Sort of expanding on that, what is kind of your favorite medium? Do you have a favorite medium?
Well, I'm a painter. I mean, I've always been a painter. So, painters can kind of do everything else. Like they can take really good photographs and make really great sculptures, but photographers and sculptors can't really paint.
Right. Yeah.
It's just sort of the way it is. I don't know why. It just seems to be.
It's a language.
Everything
Is a language. I'm terrible at languages.
Me too. I'm very bad at languages.
But I'm getting more used to English. I got Brooklynese down.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got Long Island.
How would you say that Brooklyn or New York City influences your art, or
you can't be of my generation and not have New York influence your art, because all the mythology is around post-war New York painters and artists. So 100%. I mean, that was why I think most people, I don't want to speak for most people, but certainly for me and most people, for me, it was the mythology of New York painting that got me into being an artist. Well, not really, not when I was 5, but it became the sustaining myth and the thing that fed me, as a youngster, looking for what this is. I think I want to do.
I love how Basquiat, became this figure in New York, and that it was, a neighborhood. He was a neighborhood kid. Like, few years my senior, but he was a neighborhood kid, and that there have been some really great.
So was like Jonathan Lethem.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Letham's younger sister was like my best friend in high school. I love Jonathan Letham's writing. The Motherless Brooklyn and Fortress of Solitude. Those so remind me of Warren Hill in the 70s.
Yeah, I bet.
Skipping forward to today, the pandemic. How has it affected you? Has it affected your industry? I mean, I know that you had that show in Chicago.
It's still up.
It's still up.
I have a show. It's very slow. I don't think it's going to affect the art world the same way it affects everything else, which is bad. It's bad. and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. It's obviously not everybody's market or price point,
Yeah.
but it's the economy is going to take the country, the economy, our health, everything's going to take a really long time to get better, and we're not at the bottom yet. So,
No.
it's I'm sure good for some people, but for me, it's just kind of a flat line. But you know, but I don't know. It's the same as everything else. I mean, as real estate goes, art goes.
Right.
So whatever is going on in real estate, is what's going on in the art world. Whatever going on in the market is a little slightly different. People have been on a hold. I mean, it's been a rough few years. Well, actually, I've had a really good year, but it's
You never know.
there's no way to generalize. Well, there is a way to generalize, which is the economy is going to take a long time to recover. Where the art world stands in that as sort of the biggest luxury item, we'll find out. But we're so in the beginning of all this, really. It's not the middle, it's still the beginning. It's the end of the beginning, maybe, with the election. Maybe this is the end of the beginning and the beginning of the middle. I don't know. But it's
I
not a
keep
good
on
situation.
saying,
It's
from
not
your
good
mouth to
anywhere.
God's ears. Like,
Well, I don't know. It's just a bad situation everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And of course, there are always some people who that's not the case. That was not the case for me this year, but next year is another story, and it's always year to year. So who knows?
Right.
Chicago, the show's great and getting attention, press, but traffic, for instance, it was aimed to open the night before an art fair, Chicago Expo. So there would have been representation at the fair and representation in the gallery. And typically in the gallery, they get 30,000 people that week, and that was not going to happen. That's just not happening. So, and now Chicago's on lockdown, not mandatory, but but people are calling, and there's interest, and there's definitely some stuff going on. But we'll see. Just it's not like any other show. It's not like any other time. There was no opening. I couldn't go.
Right.
Still can't go. We were talking about maybe first week in December, but now the lockdown. And I'm not sure I would have gotten on a plane anyway. So even though I think it's my best show, I'm not going to see it.
Oh.
So it's weird. It's just a weird time.
Yeah. So, and inspiration, I gotta ask, what was the inspiration for Yo-Oi? Like,
basically, all of this is based on a painting at MoMA, an Ed Ruscha painting that says "Off," and I made a painting. I was standing in front of it, and I just thought "Oi," and I made the painting "Oi." Saw its reflection in a window, and the gallery window, and it said "Yo." So I painted Yo. And then I had a chance to, I work with a print publisher who publishes also multiples sculpture. And we figured out we could see them both if it was actually 3D.
Right.
On the side. So we made a 10 by 20 inch version. Well, the first version of the sculpture was 10 inches. About that big by about that big. Like a tabletop. And basically, a few years later, Jane Walentis, may she rest in peace, and Two Trees, and Lisa Kim was the curator, and Lisa Kim said, do you want to do
Is Jane not with us?
No, she died a couple months ago. Maybe 3.
Did not know.
Yeah, look it up. You can find it. I know it's very sad. She was really great. She was a great girl. She really
that
was.
carousel is, kind of awesome.
Well, Yo was kind of awesome, and she let me do it.
Yo was very awesome.
And so basically, the curator, Lisa Kim, was her curator at the time, asked me to do a piece, and it is something I always wanted to see big. So it was kind of a no-brainer. Make it 8 feet by 16 and a half, 17, and that's how it happened.
And has become your most recognizable piece. I mean, it's kind of like the Campbell soup can for.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you see this? Wait, I have to show you this. Somebody did this.
I love it.
I mean, it comes in handy. I mean, it
comes in very handy.
It comes in very handy. I mean, I don't know if you saw this. I did this for
nice
as a project
Yo-vote.
for the
been one of the admins for the Borum Hill at Large Facebook group, and I don't know if you know Adam Suerte from Brooklyn Tattoo. He designed the like the Brooklyn Love. You'll see a lot of the masks that say Brooklyn Love. He had done a Borum Hill at Large logo, and then he also had done like a I voted logo, and so we have that as the Borum Hill at Large like cover page thing now, which is fun.
Wait. I have to show you this. Oh, wait, it went away. It went away.
Oh,
I have
no.
to show you my I voted. Well, I did one for New York Magazine. They did 12 artists on 4 separate covers that if you voted early, you could, it was like a sticker. They had a sticker inside. So I designed one for them. But I wanted to show you this. Oh yeah. So this was a different I voted.
voting. Nice.
Yeah. So
Let me
yeah,
see.
I mean, we do what we can. We did what we could.
If I can find you, let me see if I can share this. So.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh my God, that's so good.
So I'll stop the share now. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. We rallied.
So how do you keep body and soul together? What are the things that COVID like sanity things that
I didn't keep it together.
You didn't keep it together.
No, but it was more, it was a toss up. Was it the election or was it COVID? But
right.
It was really the election more than COVID. So basically during COVID, we were here in East Atlantic Beach in our bungalow. And what really kept me sane was I'm quite sure the negative ions being on a barrier island in the ocean's 5 houses away and walking. And it just, the air is just, and the light are just different here. And it's like a drug. And I'm pretty sure it's like it's not like I was ecstatic or anything, but I think it kept me sane.
That sounds like, I live in Borum Hill again now, but for 14 years, I lived in Red Hook, just a couple blocks away from Valentino Pier. And the light, it's different,
Yeah, and there's nothing like it. And it's the air is amazing. So I think that kept me somewhat sane. But the next lockdown, we're definitely going to be in Borum Hill. We're going to stay put.
Gotcha. And what keeps you you're not in Borum Hill right now, but what keeps you in Brooklyn? What keeps you a New Yorker? What?
Oh, I couldn't live anywhere else. Where would I ever go? I'm a New Yorker. I don't want to live anywhere else.
You and me both.
My people are New Yorkers. They're not other people. And all I ever wanted to do was, all I've ever done is live in New York. I can't imagine being anywhere else. And Brooklyn, I was so happy to leave Tribeca and get to Brooklyn that Brooklyn, never leaving Brooklyn. Never. Absolutely never.
Gotcha. Well, and so, since I am a real estate agent and I work with my mother and you worked with my mother to buy your house, can you give me a little bit of that experience of what buying in Borum Hill was like, and what drew you to your house? Was it the neighborhood? Was it the house? Was it, aesthetic? Mom said that there was some really horrible art in your basement. And
I
then,
don't even, oh, I forgot about that. That's right. I think we sold it at the Atlantic Antic.
yes,
I
that's what she was
forgot. I
saying.
forgot that. Well, it's so long ago. It's like 16 years ago,
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, it, the first thing was we're moving to Brooklyn. And that
Mm-hmm.
for several reasons, I've been in Tribeca in my loft my entire adult life from 25 to 50. And I
Mm-hmm.
just knew I had to move once.
Right.
I'm not a mover. I'm a settler.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I moved into my loft like December, 30 days out, September, April, June, and 31st, 1975, and I left 25 years later. So my sister and my nieces and brother-in-law all live in Brooklyn, and the first time my sister like left the village and moved into 135 Eastern Parkway to Turner Towers, I
Uh-huh.
got out of the
Turner
subway.
Towers is kind of cool.
Yeah, but it was really funky then when she moved. It was like 35 years ago, but I got out of the subway from Chambers Street to Eastern Parkway, and I was like, I want to live in Brooklyn the minute I got out of the subway. And it just took about 10 more years to get it together to do it. And it was definitely the aesthetics, because I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
anything about the neighborhoods. Patty went to Brooklyn College, and when I met her, lived in Carroll Gardens, but it was all Greek to me. I knew nothing. I'd never
Mm-hmm.
taken the train to Brooklyn. I didn't know from the F. I only I knew the AC, but I only in the other direction, only north. I didn't ever need to know south, and I didn't know you go across the platform to get none of all that was new. But we were looking around, and Patty said, "We're getting a 2-family house," and I said, "What's a 2-family house?" Because I had no, I mean, I
Right.
was a
Right.
loft person who, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this. So, and every place we looked at was basically the same house. And we
Mm-hmm.
looked from Prospect Heights. We looked with Sue. I guess I don't remember who else we looked with, but we saw several houses and it kept being basically the same house.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-story with the rental either on the top or the bottom.
Right.
We thought 4-story. Well, we couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford the 4-story. The next story was just a bridge too far.
Right.
And it was that house. It was particularly that house. That was the one we really, really liked. I didn't know about Wyckoff Gardens and Gowanus. I didn't know anything about projects. I just liked the
Mm-hmm.
house. And we didn't get it, and then it came back. And we saw it with the apple tree in bloom in the, the cherry tree in the back.
Uh-huh.
Definitely when you want to sell your house, when the cherry tree is blooming. It was
Mm-hmm.
so gorgeous. And that was it. We got the house and came back.
It
But
was meant to be.
yeah, I mean, this is my feeling about love and real estate is it's karma. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it was obviously meant to be. And we kept bidding on, literally, we had 3 bids, I think, and missed out on all of them. And then this one came back. And if I tell you, it's basically the same house, just on different blocks. And Borum Hill ended up perfect because it was so close to Manhattan. And I didn't even know that, I just liked the house and the potential in the garden. And Patty really liked the rental downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
It was obviously meant to, I mean, we've been there 16 years, which is almost impossible to believe, but we have been.
My feeling, and I've bought one house in my life, and it was my Red Hook house. And that was before I was in real estate. That was before Sue was in real estate, I think. Yes, I think she was just getting into real estate. I didn't buy it with investment purpose in mind. I bought it because I loved the house, I loved the neighborhood, and this was going to be my home. But if you're looking at residential real estate, don't buy because you're going to be in the school district that buy because schools change, principals change, you get involved with a PTA, you can affect real change. Ooh, that's me. But anyway, if you love a space, that's what it's got to be. It's got to be about, what works for you. And
Well, we knew we wanted a house. I lived in a small co-op. I didn't want to live in a co-op again. That was too problematic. Um, Never lived in an apartment, so I would never think about an apartment. And it was really great to be in a house again. Like, I grew up in a house. It was great to be in a house. For me, it was great to have doors and rooms, which I didn't have in my
oh,
loft for
since
25
Tribeca.
years. Yeah, it was just like the only door was the bathroom, and that was literally the only door in the place. It was just an open space, and it was fantastic to have rooms. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I really like 19th century architecture, and this house is like 1850-ish, and
Yeah.
technically Greek revival, and I just love that time period. I mean, even my loft was from 1864, so
Right.
it's not like, it's just like the 19th century architecture is just, I love it, and it's just been great having a house. I mean, I love having a house. It's just so satisfying.
Well, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that that's the right place for you and for Patty, and um, that you'll be back in the hood once again.
Oh, we're in the hood. We're just coming back and forth all the time. I mean, that we were locked down. We were here for the lockdown, and
right.
as soon as the lockdown stopped, or I had work to do, and we both did, so we were going back and forth. And then it's
Right.
summer, and we're at the beach. That's one thing. So we're not here full time anymore. We're back in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. So where do you do your work? Do you have a
Gowanus.
studio? Gowanus?
Yeah, I've been in the same studio for 19 years
Uh-huh.
on the 13th Street.
Okay. So, it's that's also another area that has this light. That area, of Gowanus has that great light that you kind of need.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a great space. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the best. I
Yeah.
was really lucky to find it 19 years ago. I got it in December after 9/11 because my studio was in Bushwick, and suddenly it was, instead of 20 minutes from Tribeca, was 45. It was just too far.
Right.
And so I
Right.
started looking for something closer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I ended up there. Yeah, I'm a South Brooklyn type. I really prefer South Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any of that then. I just read I didn't know the difference between North and South Brooklyn when I was in Bushwick.
Right.
I'm not sure there was a difference. Well, of course there was, but that was 19 years ago.
Right.
20 years ago, really. So, because I was about to sign my second year lease and thought, I got to get closer. It's just too far. And Gowanus that was a 14-minute drive from Tribeca. It was nothing. It was so close.
Right.
So, bought the house. We wanted that neighborhood because it was so close to Gowanus.
Mm-hmm.
And Park Slopes just seemed a little far away for all our business in New York.
Right.
And all our stuff in Manhattan, which was constant till this.
Yeah.
We were always in Manhattan, and Park Slope. We rented in Park Slope before we bought this house, and it was like, it's a little far.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I've lived in 2 Brooklyn neighborhoods in my life, Farm Hill and Red Hook.
Where are you now?
I am above Betty Bakery.
Aha, on Atlantic.
Yep. So who says you can't go home again?
You did.
I did. So.
And where's Sue?
Sue, I knew that we wouldn't, convince Mom that, she needed to move unless she found something utterly charming. So guess what? I found her something utterly charming. And so she now lives in a co-op on Lafayette Avenue, like almost right around the corner from our first house on Adelphi Street.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's a lovely, lovely apartment, and she has a spare room if she ever has my cousin Hannah come and visit or whatever. But it's more a size that is commiserate with her lifestyle now.
Right.
And this is commiserate with me and my husband and my stepson now.
Gotcha.
So I feel like I could talk to you forever, but like, you're very easy to talk to. And I appreciate that you have become this neighborhood person, and that your views on Brooklyn and New York.
But okay, send my love to Sue.
I will. I certainly will. Well,
It's been a
we'll
pleasure.
have this up.
A pleasure to talk to you.
I do have this recorded, and like I said, if there's anything, I can send it to you if there's anything you want me to cut out.
Fine. No.
Okay. It's been a pleasure and an honor, and I look forward to seeing a Deb Kass, maybe Patty Cronin post-pandemic show.
All right. Thank you very much. It's been fun to talk.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Okay. Have a good one.